Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Today's video is a review on Lyra pencils. I was asked to do a review on these and I really like them, so I'm happy to show you how they're used and give you some information about the whole process. So I bought these off of Amazon.ca. They do have them at Amazon.com, and they are an oil-based pencil, the same as the Faber-Castell Polychromos. Poly in the name means that they're an oil base. So this is Lyra from Germany. I'm going to open the case. I've taken a few out so that we could use them. It comes with 72 pencils and 2 blending pencils, and I just want to give you an idea of the color range here. And I'm going to adjust this a bit. There we go. You can see, so there are 72 pencils, 2 blending pencils, and there's a great assortment of colors. They also work with the polychromos if you choose to add these on to your collection. I do have both sets. The pencil is narrower than the polychromos, but they work just as well. Well, they're a real close second, let's put it that way. But as in terms of cost, these run about $45 for 72 pencils, and 72 pencils of the Faber-Castell run about $225, $250. So these are the pencils. Comes in a metal tin with the top attached. I'm just going to move them out of the way so we can talk paper and a few other things. So I'm going to set aside 3 pencils. I use paper that has a tooth, and you can see here, if I get this in the right, there's the tooth. You can see it's got lots of texture to be able to run the pencil lead over it and let that pigment be picked up by the texture of the paper. Here is cardstock, which has hardly any texture at all, which is why it's not the best to use. But these are both Neenah products. This is called Neenah Exact Index. That's for the colored pencils. And this is Neenah Classy Crest Solar White. They both are the same color, so you can use them together. This is 110 pound, but it's thinner than the 110 pound here. And so I want to show you what it looks like, because there are a few different Neenah Exact out there. This is the Index. It's white. There's 250 sheets in this, and it is 110 or 199 GSM base. The stock number is 40411. This is also from Amazon. In the US, they can get it for about $12, $8 to $12 a package. In Canada, it's more, but it's worth every cent. I buy it 2 packages to a box, and it runs me about $45, I think. It might be more now because of the dollar and things, but if you would like to try it out, I can send you a piece. Just send me an email at kwarner@kwarnerstudio.com. I will put the link below the video here on YouTube. It'll be in the Show More section. So I blend these with, you can use Gamsol, which is an odorless mineral spirit. It's clear. I buy the No Name brand, which comes in this large bottle. It's very inexpensive to buy the No Name brand. This particular brand is called Demco. It is made in Quebec. And I put it in this stupendous little screw top container that has a foam dispenser on the top. You don't need to put very much in it, so I just put an inch or so, and you want something that screws tight. These run less than $1, so I will put a link below if I can source them from an online vendor. Or you can put them in a airtight container. This closes pretty airtight with some just imitation sponge product. These were bought from a dollar store. I wet them, and then with the put an inch or so in there. It was all sucked up by the sponges, and when you use your blending stump in there, it grabs Here's a huge blending stump. It grabs and wets the surface. Now I haven't been using it. I just wanted to show you what it looked like so that you could do it if you couldn't access this kind of a container. You could also use a glass jar, something along that line. Also, you can buy a kit that has the stumps, your kneaded eraser, and a rolled piece of sandpaper, but it also comes with one of these in it, and this is a Staedtler product. They run under $10 and it contains 9 pieces. That was bought at deltaart.ca. So let's get on to some blending. So we're going to, I always line my pencils up at the top so I can see how they look and that they're going to blend well together. And this is, or I do it on a separate piece of paper. I shouldn't say I always do it on top. So I'm happy with the way they're going to look. And this was done with the blending stump and the Gamsol, or the odorless and mineralist spirits. And I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So you don't have to apply pressure because the tooth on the paper grabs the pigment from the pencil. So you just move the pencil back and forth very lightly, and the paper does what it's supposed to do. Now after you put the Gamsol on, or the odorless mineral spirits, you come back and add some more depth and dimension if you choose to. The thing about using that, the odorless mineral spirits, is that once that mineral spirits evaporates, you still have the texture of the paper, so you can continue to lay color on there as much as you choose to. If you use the blending pencils, it flattens out the tooth of the paper, so you only really have the one shot. And it also makes the paper very shiny, regardless of whether it's this paper or any other paper. Just the motion of the pencil, the blending pencil, and the flattening of the tooth is what causes, and the what the pencils are made of, whether they be the oil or the wax base, the same thing is going to happen. Now we may decide to come in and darken this a little bit, and if we do, might have to use a darker green instead, but you can figure this all out as you play with your pencils. That's really what you need to do, is get them out and play with them. So here is my middle tone. I'm just going to add that next to and a little bit over what I've already added, and again very lightly, and I'm just adding on to what was colored and just going over the edge a little bit, similar to how you do with Copics. Now the blending stump that I'm going to use for this one is going to be this one right here, and I have some color left on it, so I'm going to show you how you work it. You just move it back and forth to remove the color or to sharpen the end, so you can get into the little nooks and crannies. It's really up to you. You may have noticed that I have the new tonic glass mat. It took a while to come. They really oversold them apparently. And I'm going to do a review on that as well. So remember, if you want to try this paper out, I'm happy to send you a piece. You just have to click through. And while I'm talking, while I'm doing this, I just wanted to tell you that I'm almost at 2,500 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm going to have a giveaway just for the subscribers, and it's going to have to go through comments on my website so that I can email you and let you know you've won. I don't have any access to who you are or how to get in touch with you through YouTube, so that's how we're going to have to do it this time. So as you can see, that's blended that out really well, and you can go back in, add more color, blend more. And I'll add a little bit more color. I just wanted to flip this over so you can see, you cannot tell that I used Gamsol or odorless mineral spirits on the back of the one that I've done previously. So it dries completely. Now we're just going to put a little bit of this darker shade here. Just see how I'm doing that, just on top of what I've done. Same pressure as before. The idea is to keep the tooth so that you can't tell you were using pencils on it. And that's the beauty of using the odorless mineral spirits. So here we go. A little bit farther out. Down on the bottom. Now we're going to use what was the first color before and bring that out a little bit. And then the second one, a little more. A little on the handle. And then finally, we want this yellow through the center and around here on the handle. Okay, so back to the sandpaper. Take that off. I like to start fresh. You don't have to. Where green is green, you might be happy with that. I like to keep it all so that I have the best outcome. And you can see how that's moved that farther out. Come on this side. Move that in over the top. No hard lines. No, you don't see any ridges, which you would have on the cardstock. And that, my friends, is the Lyra Rembrandt PolyColor pencils. Worth every cent. So thank you for tuning in and taking time from your very busy day to spend it with me. Bye-bye.